Something I do want to see this map though. I want to see Beneficial be able to be more comfortable. They are sub on this team currently, so I just want to see if they're able to get a bit more comfortable to perform better for them, as it looks like we're gonna get some early action on to see.
And May's even actually throwing over the Bulldog, just scouting with this Ghost, trying to get something, and it's put Thickbang now in a situation where he has to run, taking quite a bit of damage for it. So this C site is looking worse for wear as four attackers rather are barreling towards it. But with the door hit, this might be a transfer into the B site, and these mind games from GFU have been so strong, and they're just continuing it. Nova getting an opening pick, and so now it's a Minty to try and get a little bit of space, but this is all a ruse. These mind games have been so strong from GFU. The door continuously hit, but caught with their pants down, as Ella's gonna get 3 in the B site with a Spectre, and so now it's all left up to Snorlax running through the smoke. And he's gonna manage to find one on the Beneficial. Loses a little bit of HP, has some space to work with, but the spike is down, so the defenders can just set up here, and Luminescent trying to tee themselves up for a bonus win off the back of Ella's heroics. Snorlax re-clearing towards the site. He knows that, seems to have an idea as to where Maze is, not overextending towards the position, but actually he's going to turn his back, and he actually had no idea. Maze just gets the freest kill, and that is a bonus round for Luminescent.
Ella with one of the best spams through a smoke with a Spectre I've seen in a while. Nova's going to call a timeout, and GFU's going to look to regroup here, as now they take a 3-0 on this map. This could be Luminescent's time to stomp GFU like GFU did to them.
Yeah, I mean, this is a great start if you are Luminescent. We mentioned before that they just had to mentally reset after the loss of Haven. Sometimes you just have to do it because this is the payoff. If you start resetting your focus and resetting your mental game early on, you can have some great moments like we are seeing right now. The bonus one, so this is Luminescence is in a great spot right now.
Yeah, I'm really liking what I'm seeing from Maze so far. We said at round 1 that Maze have been playing a very underrated performance. And even now, 2 rounds later, got 4 more kills under their belt for a total of 8. And wow, they're finding picks onto GFU, and they're struggling to try and figure out what they're trying to do against them.
I mean, you're just talking about Maze, but like Maze is 8-0, hasn't died once. It has been flawless for Maze.
I mean, like when you have those performances, when you're feeling comfortable, especially on a map that they know, because it is the Luminescent map, it's what you want to be able to come back in the series, and we could very well see this go to map 3.
Yeah, I'm certainly looking forward to it. I'd love to see a third map between these two. It's always a bit disappointing when you see something extremely one-sided, so hopefully we get a little bit more out of Luminescent, and it seems to be that way, as the attackers of GFU are going to have to make do with lower weaponry here in round 4.
Yeah, they're slowly going up B, trying to find something. Nova went 6-0 on first bloods and had no first deaths in Haven. So I feel like Nova's going to be one of the main openers onto the map to try and get them back into this.
Yeah, and I mean, even looking at Lotus in terms of just like the pure design of the map, Snorlax isn't going to be able to find some of the same lurks that he was getting on Haven. So perhaps this is just Luminescent's chance to bounce back here. But oh, you were mentioning Nova's openings earlier. He's gonna find a really mean one onto Pulse, and that cracks open the C site. And so all of a sudden this eco gets scary as the rifle will be recovered. Thickbang manages to pick up one onto the lurker of Snorlax, so now it's a 4v4 retake. Coming in through Mound, it's gonna be multiple attackers to hold this post plant.
Nova pushing up.
Yeah, Nova getting some early contact, and it's going to force Thickbang to invest a little bit of utility that could have been for the retake, but instead is going to be used to claim some of this space inside of the hallway. And now there's less and less utility for the site retake itself. This has been a great lurk out of the players. Mage just throwing out the showstopper, doesn't manage to find anybody on it. Nova with the back against the wall is going to manage to find one and get out. How is Nova alive? Cleaned up finally by Maze, but the time has ticked down so much. Maze has to get in, but he's blinded once again. And this Mound hold is too strong, as it's going to be an eco win here for the side of GFU.
Welcome back to Thrifties on Lotus with Al and me as we see Nova get a great first pick, survive somehow on site, get a second pick, survive
did
even
Nova get out?
longer on site, and then eventually does die, but he just runs out all the time.
You could not have foreshadowed that round any more perfectly. You mentioned Nova early on in these opening engagements, and even beyond, he gets the opener onto the C site and stays alive for so long. He's so hard to fish out. And so now, it's actually not the strongest buy here from Luminescent. They've only got 2 rifles and some sheriffs, a Bucky as well on Polson. So this could be GFU's chance to take control of this map.
They have B site, and it looks like both Omens are going to say hi to each other.
Nova once again just pushing up and finding these opening engagements. Gonna find beneficial and now is splitting the C site. However, this take out of A main does manage to find one for Thick Bang, but it's quickly responded to by Alpaca. And so now it's a 2v4 situation, and one of your 2 only has a Bucky to work with. Snorlax cleans it up, and so it's gonna be a C site finish once again here for GFU, and a second round surely locked in.
You would think it is. We got Ella. I mean, we've seen some really good stuff from Ella early on, but just GFU is just able to play these rounds out so well. Nova getting that opening pick again just completely opens it up as Luminescent pushes through the GFU spawn, but GFU's ready and waiting. They have 3 players there and are just completely dismantling Luminescent, and now Ella has to save.
Yeah, I mean, that's a really rough situation for Ella, as well as you're completely separated from your teammate. You don't even really have a way to link back up to play that 2v4 together. And I almost feel bad for Polson only having a Bucky to work with. The thing that's worth noting here is that this was a partial buy for Luminescent. They managed to play their economy so that they do have a buy going into this next round, or at least they should be having a buy going into this next round. So
I have to mention something very sad here.
Oh, all right. Hit me with it.
Maze has died once. I know.
Yeah,
I know.
So
it's really
I was gonna point out the fact that even though Luminescent lost the round, Maze died to the spike, which meant Maze kept their 0 deaths. But yeah, Maze has died.
It's a very sad game. Might as well forfeit now, as it looks like we're going to see another split. Looks like C split, and Luminescence looking to maybe get some ground up mid, and Pillars could be a very interesting battle with Snorlax at the moment.
I mean, there's definitely 2 ways to look at the performance of a Maze. You could look at it as a very impressive mechanical performance, but if they become too dependent on Maze, that's going to bode poorly, because they're just going to find where Maze is and go to the other site. Case in point, they found out that Maze is towards B, so they are just overwhelming this C site, and once again, it's going to be a plant. So now, Maze, who has to now retake, is going to be shut down by Nova. The strongest player for the side of Luminescent is off the board, and you're in a 3v4 retake. Nova, once again, staying alive in the middle of the site. The most value that we're getting out of Nova is just the fact that he's so hard to kill. Thick Bang, though, with a flank from Mount, is going to manage to pick up 2 and get a 3rd as well. So it's a 1v3 here for Alpaca, as so much utility is going to be coming in. He's marked out, and Ella is going to clean it up. So that's 4 rounds now for the side of Luminescent.
Thick Bang showing some shades of Snorlax, able to get the pick early on to Snorlax as he's trying to play slow to B, trying to find a pick, and then just creeps his way over the mound and C lobby, and able to find some really good picks to just completely decimate that hold from the side of GFU.
I said I was worried about perhaps this being a bit of a top-heavy team with Maze, but it seems like the other players are able to chime in. Winning that 3v4 retake is going to put a little bit of spring in their step and give them some of that confidence that I'm sure Maze is walking with right now.
Yep, 4 rifles coming out for both teams, 2 pistols, or 1 pistol on each as well, as another C hit, but it looks like they're kind of reading it, Luminescent.
Did also just forget to buy? I mean, Polson has full armor, but just a classic.
Maybe they're not confident.
Maybe, or perhaps Polson is just there to back up Maze, but once again, Nova is just getting all of these opening engagements. Aaron Red posted up towards the mound as well, so this is going to be impossible to try trade out that kill. So now it's just a disadvantage for the defenders. Nova has managed to get to such a lurky position here. He's ulted into heaven, and Ella is completely unaware, it seems, pushing into the site, but manages to hit the flick. Not ready for the off angle, but reacts so well. And so now it is Ella to stand alone against these attackers. 4 coming in, the eye goes out, and surely the comms will be coming through as Ella's team has arrived. Not quick enough on the trigger is GFU, and so now this situation gets really hard to take. The lockdown is going to have to be invested in. Ella's also going to be hit. No, Ella is just barely out of it. Minty popping the showstoppers. Looks like he's going to break it off towards the pit position. So Ella is gone, but the trade from Polson keeps it at an even man count. All the players of GFU have decided to stack up towards tree, and that bodes poorly for them as the rolling thunder comes in. The flash is going out to try and cover them, but Thick Bang too strong. Beneficial pinching in at the same time, and it's going to be another round here for Luminescent. The retakes are too strong right now.
Nova finds an amazing pick on the maze early. You want to get the top fragger out for GFU, and he does it. He teleports to A. But Ella just flicks on Nova, completely giving them back the favor. All the team is rotated, and then you have Thick Bang, the slow flank, into a rolling thunder in tree where every one of GFU is. They have no chance and just get absolutely annihilated.
Obviously great shots from Thick Bang, but Ella's kill there is what wins the round for Luminescent. It makes it so that they can't just run into the A site. They have to take their time clearing it out, or else Ella could just continue to pick them off. So now that gives them a round, and they've got a little bit of leeway. 5-2, they've got a decent economy built up. They can start to get a little bit crazy here, and I'd love to see it. Snorlax not having a lot of success so far on these lurks. Is gonna now try and find anything, but that tripwire is gonna deny Snorlax from pushing forward.
Yeah, Snorlax not able to get as much pressure as he did on Haven, and it does feel like it's ruined their performance just a bit. But oh, they're going to see now.
C site has been a main place to go for the side of GFU, but it has not been as successful. Nova losing one of the first opening engagements that we've seen. Snorlax, though, what a shot inside of mid. And just to bring this back to even count, and it looks like it's going to be an A execute, but it's been read so well by Luminescent. Both Maze and Ella posted up here. Ella and Maze good for 1 each, and it's only a single trade back from Alpaca, so that means it's a man disadvantage in this flank coming in from Mount. I don't think Alpaca will be ready, and he is not taken out, so now it is all left up to Snorlax, a player that we found so much value out of. He's even spotted out. This is beautiful from Luminescent. Night and day from Haven.
This feels really hard for Snorlax, even if he does get a pick. Maze has an ult just to secure it, even if he wanted to. So I think
there's just no time as well.
Yeah, he's just going to save that gun. Their economy is in shambles as they're going to be heading into an eco. And Luminescent, they're ahead by quite a bit in this game, and they have 4 ults ready as well. They're looking unstoppable currently.
Yeah, this is a great position. You've got a good economy. Your confidence seems to be flowing. Your players are taking the space and being very proactive, something we saw very little of. Either in the first portion of Haven, we saw very little of it, and then in the second portion of Haven, we saw almost no results from it. This is things coming together here for Luminescent and showing that GFU isn't invincible. It is just simply their Haven that is unstoppable.
Yeah, you're really able to see Luminescent come to light, look like a really good team, and you can see why this is their map pick too. It's the same thing with GFU with Haven. This is Luminescent on Lotus.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be GFU trying to get a little bit of space here, but Beneficial from the trapwire assistance is going to manage to pick up Minty. Double trapwire setup, so it's just going to be a shooting gallery for Beneficial. He's pushed eventually by Nova, but it doesn't matter. Damage has been done, and Polson also still on the side is able to hold for 1 more. So this is just a really, really tough situation for GFU. Your players are split. You don't have trades available, so you just have to be winning. We're going to have to see a multi-kill out of one of these players, and Aaron Red with an Ares is going to struggle to find something like that.
Feels really hard for them. Snorlax is going to have to go into a 1v2 right now, and it's going to be really hard to do it, but maybe they're not looking.
No, Maze is too good at clearing that. He's going to make sure to check his left side, and Thick Bang even picking up the last one with the op. So now it's 7-2 here.
Again,
Lumen, just night and day from Haven, honestly.
I'm really impressed with what I'm seeing right now. Like they're holding these sites so well, and I do feel like I'm not seeing enough from Minty and Aaron Red. I feel like they had a really good, or at least quite a decent map at least on Haven, but I feel like they're not showing exactly what they've shown in the past, and I think that is definitely part of the reason why GFU can't find a standing in this game.
I mean, yeah, it's pretty rough right now if you're GFU. You're losing some of your confidence. Showstopper sent out, and it's going to get a lot of damage, but not the kill. Maze lucky to get out with his life, as he's also hit with some utility in response. A lot of utility getting thrown out of A main here. And it's just pandemonium with no results so far. The Boombot even being invested. Aaron Red's going to back out. And all the attackers are going to go back towards their spawn. And Thick Bang, the trap is set on B. They wanted to reposition towards it. Ooh, a clean shot from Nova. It's going to find one. Maze gets another, but it's going to be cleaned up as Maze picks up a third. And this is 8 rounds for Luminescent.
I will say that was a nice shot from Nova, but at the same time, Maze just picking up a lot of kills on that eco. I mean, just playing really well this game. Like they're showing even more than what they showed on Haven, and I'm really excited to see more from this guy.
I mean, you said that you wanted to see more from Maze, perhaps to be one of the best duelists in the Summer Showdown, and well, we're seeing that. Maze is 16-3, one of the best individual performances we've seen so far.
I feel like I might have jinxed Minty a bit at the start, I won't lie. Minty not having the best performance so far, as gets naded as well.
As Minty, you were saying that as Minty gets caught in a nade combo, stunned up and just life lost to the paint shells. Nova's gonna teleport in here towards the B site. Perhaps this won't be known now. No, Mesa is actually ready for it. He full cleared the site and manages to pick up the kill onto Nova. And so now this is really, really bad. If you're GFU, this is terrible. This is worst case scenario. Your B lurk is down. You guys have been hit with the Cypher ult, so they know you're all in spawn. You're basically playing the start of the round with less time and less players.
They're stuck as well. They got hit with the neural theft. They know exactly where they are.
Yeah, like I said, this is just like a reset on the round, and Maze, no kill, but he gets the dink, so that's a lot of damage out onto, I believe it was, goodness, Alpaca. Sorry, I completely lost my words there, but it's all just going to be cleaned up by Polson. It's left up to Aaron Red in a 1v3. Plant is down, and he has even the Nightfall to give himself a little bit of a chance, but only one will be found as Polson cleans it up.
It's way too hard.
It's just...
Maze, opening picks galore, got 2 right off the bat, and then they get neural theft. They can't go anywhere, and then Luminescent's just able to capitalize on B because they know they're not C, they know they're not A, because they're pushed all the way up, and B is the only option for them, and they just get absolutely pounded by Polson. And I mean, it's just a very clean play.
Now, I have a question for you, Rhodes.
Shoot.
Are you a believer in the 9-3 curse?
This goes here.
I will say I am a believer because earlier today in a scrim, I was 9-3 up on Sunset and lost 18-16.
Oh, that's a rough one.
That is gross.
So, if you are GFU, that is what you're living on. You are living on a 9-3 curse, but it might not even get that as Alpaca is taken out early by Polson. But it does manage to trade it back, so actually a lot of space taken here from Nova. He's going to send out the paranoia hits, but Beneficial manages to find the kill through it. Aaron Red looking to crack open this B site as he's noticed that Snorlax, the lurky boy himself, has managed to find an opening onto it. 3v3 as this plant goes down, and Beneficial with an opt to retake as well. Not the best scenario. He's going to opt to change it out, I believe, for a rifle.
Seeing some very interesting positioning here.
No, Beneficial keeping the op. That's making it that's going to make it really difficult for this retake. I can see I see Minty, someone we've been wanting to see a little bit more out of this game, going towards the heaven position, and he manages to find Beneficial. So now it's all left up to Thickbang and Maze, two very strong players so far. A hit onto the spike from Maze, and he manages to find one, but 11 HP left, pops the showstopper, and he knows where Aaron Red is, but not able to clean it up, and so 9-3 is going to be what we end the half at.
That was a very, very close round. Maze almost did it again. If they got the other pick, they could have used their ult onto the last remaining player, and that could have been another win for Luminescent. That could have been a 10-2, but it's not. They lost their fights. Minty did really well there, and so did Aaron Red, able to finally pick up some probably momentum heading into the second half.
And also worth highlighting, Snorlax, the lurks were so strong on Haven and a big part of the success of GFU. And finally, the round that Snorlax finds a successful lurk onto the B site, the round is picked up by GFU. And even a little bit of conditioning, as the GFU have been very aware to break the tripwire on the B site almost every single round. And that leads to GFU being able to break that tripwire and not cause much of a reaction from Luminescent. So now we're gonna have to see a pistol round win, most likely for GFU here, as they swap to the defensive side. It looks like once again a C hit, but actually with that smoke, it seems like it's gonna be stifled a little bit here, as the attackers are gonna look to reset.
Yeah, Luminescent is definitely very wary of what GFU is on the site. I want to see what Luminescent's thinking here. It looks like they do want to go for the C hit. It looks like they are going to commit to it, and they don't know that there's already 3 on C, so it could be very difficult as Paulson going for a lurk here.
I mean, GFU could be walking into, or Luminescent rather, could be walking into GFU's trap here. They've stacked this site well, and a lot of damage onto Maze from the Nano Swarm, down to 52 HP. She's just going to continue to barrel forward into the smoke, and Nova is just going to get the opening kill once again. And following it up, we needed a pistol round win from GFU, and it seems like Nova is going to be the difference maker in it. Plant does go down, but a 5v3 is going to make this retake look very promising if you are a GFU fan. Polson manages to find one as this plant is down, and I don't know if Beneficial will be expected here. Jumping through the smoke, and he denies the wingman. Nobody's looking at him. Beneficial gets 2, and now this is dire straits for the defenders. Minty coming back in, but Beneficial is good for another. It's down to Snorlax and Beneficial. 1v1, and this is such a good spot for the Omen. Jumping over with the classic, gets it, but is there time? It's gonna be really close here, and I think Snorlax just got it. It's down to the last second here, and Snorlax has it with 0.03 seconds.
Beneficial with almost the play of the tournament. But Snorlax with the right clicks, Snorlax with the pistol win clutch to win this round for GFU. That is how you get back into this game. That is how you do it. And what a play. And holy, that was 0.03.
There is some kind of magic on the C site and jumping right clicks right now. In our last game we casted, we saw a crazy double kill to save a round. And now Snorlax, the same thing, a jumping right click over the C site balcony to take the round and hopefully ignite a fire in this comeback for GFU.
Looks like Luminosity going straight C, able to find Aaron Red off the bat, but they have 3 flanking really fast. This is going to be a really interesting retake.
Surely GFU does not get thriftied after that amazing round win. Alpaca trying to get things started here for GFU, manages to take out Polson. But this is gonna get harder and harder as time goes on, as some guns have been recovered. Alpaca once again being the hero in this round, sends out the wingman to try and defuse, but no line of sight onto the spike. He's gonna have to wait, sending out some util instead. And now it's all up to these 2 defenders left in the site, and it's so much pandemonium. Right clicks coming through from Ella, and Maze is gonna clean it up. It's a thrifty round win, and that stings so much for GFU.
That sucks so much for GFU. They had so much momentum, but unfortunately, since we are casting, they are cursed to get thriftied on a second round conversion.
Yeah, just another one, and that's going to be a timeout for GFU. I don't blame them. That is such a hard pill to swallow. Do you force back into this? Do you let them have this round and try and make a comeback from 11 instead? This is a horrible situation for GFU right now.
Beneficial. Staying alive in tree there after getting blown up by the boombot is
Dude,
amazing for them by he's able to keep the pressure on the bomb and force everyone to look at him.
Beneficial is so good at just staying alive in situations that he just should not. Beneficial has had multiple times now this game where he should just be dead 3 times over, but he's somehow managing to sneak his way out of those situations and stay alive for a little bit longer, whether it's for reinforcements or to bleed more time off the clock. It's been so good and such a big factor to the success of Luminescent in this map.
Both of these omens, they are some very interesting humans. They just slip away every single time. They're able to find really good picks, and no Nova and Beneficial, you gotta give them both their props. They're playing really good games so far.
Dude, I can't wait to hear more about Nova's stats on opening kills throughout this game because it feels like Nova has been partaking in so many of these early fights.
Nova finds these picks for his team, and it feels like that's how they win most of their rounds. Even on Haven, he was their opening guy, especially on attack, and just very confident in these one-on-ones.
Yeah, it really is, and it's just been such a good thing for GFU, but now they're gonna have to rely on something else as they're transferring to this defensive side. They
Also,
won't be
the attack
initiating
op.
as many fights. This is such a rough buy too for GFU here. Mostly classics, a Sheriff, a Spectre. I mean, we could see back-to-back thrifties, but this is a hard pill to swallow for GFU and really good for Luminescent as well. I mean, the mental to be able to come back from Haven in general, but even losing that pistol, being in such a rough situation and bouncing back twice as strong. So we're going to see Polson getting the opening pick onto Nova. I mentioned that he's been a part of a lot of these opening engagements, but they have not been going his way as much on Lotus. Maze getting another one on a Minty. Alpaca cleaned up as well by Maze, who has been on fire this game, and this should be an easy conversion for Luminescent.
Yeah, it looks way too hard for GFU. I mean, Aaron does get one, but it just looks so hard. I am really interested to see what Polson can do with this attack op. He did get the pick on Nova early, so I really want to see once they actually have guns to see if he can still get as much value as I think that the gun is worth, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm being entertained by Snorlax just kind of walking around. Like looking at the scenery, just admiring the map.
This must be
are you
what
gonna do with
Snorlax
these
sees in the low time when he's like slow flanking.
Why is there a Cypher Cam on the B site? Wait, what? There's a Cypher Cam just in the middle of the B site. How did Polson get that there? He has an op. Why? What? Well, I don't know what's happening right now.
Polson goes crazy as it looks like this could be the final buy round for GFU.
Yeah, I mean, this is the last stand for GFU here. I can't get over the fact that that means Polson walked up solo on B, planted the camera, and walked away. I don't know why, but that's gotten me dead. That's so funny to me.
I'm pretty sure he opted Nova B and then placed it and then ran C.
Yeah, it's just really funny to me. It's just like, I don't know. It's got me messed up, man. But anyways.
4A is not the play.
Yeah, this is really, really bad for Snorlax. Alone on the site. Bulldog as well. It's not even the luxury of a Vandal or Phantom. He's just going to have to back off and give up the site. And so now it is a 5v5 retake here. Actually make that a 4v5 as Polson gets another off kill onto Nova. That is twice in a row. And this time it's going to be even worse. That gives the Neuro Theft. Snorlax manages to find one onto Maze, but the pressure keeps up. And Minty handles it well, getting another kill. This is man advantage now for GFU. They have to convert this round or else Lotus is over and done with. Beneficial for 2. He has been so good in these clutch situations, and he manages to get a third through the wingman spam, and that is surely going to wrap up Lotus as the final kill comes through. The economy broken for GFU, and this is going to be Lotus in the bag for sure.
GFU had such an opportunity there. Minty, stunned, finds the pick off the rushing player, And then Beneficial just able to just destroy GFU as they push through Mound, finding three separate picks in like 5 seconds. Like that is what you want from your Omen, and that is how you win these rounds.
And now it's just another really, really rough buy here for GFU. Two Aries, two Bulldogs, and a single Phantom on Minty, who has been mostly absent throughout this game. Now has to find themselves being the hero. Poulsen spotted out by the eye from Aaron Red, but nothing actually will come of it as Poulsen even gets the kill and takes out the threshold as well. This is worst case scenario if you are GFU. You've lost you've lost your only ult in this round. You've lost a player, which leaves the A site so very vulnerable. Dark Cover going out to try and assist Alpaca, but I think that this is wraps. I think we are bound for Ascent.
I don't know what you mean because Nova could be a huge flank here. Never
Nope.
mind, I'll stop talking.
Poulsen shutting down the Nova flank. Somebody who we have seen be strong when he's not noted, but too much of a kept just too much under wraps for this Lotus game. Not able to find the same lurks that he was able to. The lockdown would be overrun. Thick Bang to pick up Snorlax without anything claimed. It's all left up to Alpaca. He's traded out by Maze. And so Minty, a player who we said we needed to see more of, isn't going to be able to win this. It is going to be a 12 or a 13-4 win. Even faking out. What a fake out from Beneficial and a way to close it to give yourself confidence going into map 3.
That is how you do it. It's fine to give up map 1 if your map 2 is that well done and they are able to bounce back and bring us to Ascent.
We will be throwing it to another short break.